testing.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
I've just realised I've got normal watercolour paper, not smooth. Does it matter?
Not really. It just is a bit easier if it's smooth because it's a drawing mostly today, Sarah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if you can find some whilst everyone's arriving, it would be easier. It's not impossible on lumpy paper, I will say.
No, I've got some. I just don't know where it is.
A lot of scribbling. So
there we go.
Pens. Has everyone had a good Christmas?
No, I was ill.
Oh, mate. What, the whole Christmas?
Well, from Christmas Day to New Year's Day.
Oh, bless you.
So pretty much.
Well, it's taken me like, I don't know, when I was ill that first time where I couldn't talk to Christmas to get better, basically.
Oh,
and then
rubbish,
you realise how ill you were till you.
It's a silly time of year to have so much going on, isn't it? Because everybody's ill.
Yes, it is, absolutely. Did Santa arrive in your house, Leanne?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, little one
was it
went
his
mad.
first sort of years so he actually realised what was happening?
Yeah, he sort of got it. He started walking the day before Christmas.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
So we were like, oh, okay. This is
Excuse my
interesting.
hair, I just got out of the pool and I got soaked. The kids decided to jump in and literally splashed my hair with the towel. Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
So what did he ask? Something quite simple. My kids used to ask something really bizarre, like a teddy or something.
I mean, he's not. Yeah, he's not really there yet. But my mum got him a little kitchen, a little play kitchen.
Oh, because you always
and he
think like
loves it.
you want to get them something like substantial, and then I remember Amy one Christmas went, "We just want Lion King teddies." And they loved it. So she ordered. Luca had to have the and I can't think what she had, the star, and then Luca had to have the sidekick, whatever one that was, so they could play together. So we just bought these big. They were only what, I don't know, 12 inches long, and they loved them. They were only like $5 each.
That's it.
That's all they were.
Well, that's the thing. They don't know the cost of anything anyway at that age.
No, absolutely. They were more than happy, and we took them for a walk. We were in Colorado at the time. We took them for a walk Christmas Day. It was quite a sunny day, and I got photos of them just climbing up the tree with these two Lion King characters that they got from Santa. They probably still got them for all I know. Luca does bring him some stuff out of his room and go, "Am I supposed to know what this is? Does this have any meaning to you? Because if it doesn't, then I'll get rid of it." So I have to tell him sometimes, "Oh, that's your teddy you carried around. It's in pictures, so don't get rid of it."
He says, "But I don't want it anymore."
No, he don't. But actually, he has. I looked in his drawer because I decorated his room, and I was just airing everything, and his bottom drawer has got his old Cubs outfits in there. And it's got his teddies, his two rabbies, we call them. He used to walk around with this thing. We had two. My mum bought two, so we could have one in the wash and one, because it was a light cream color with like a light blue body. So as he dragged it everywhere, it got very mucky, and it was quite heavy. What we did is when he was a baby, and this is probably not very PC if you're a nurse, but his dummy kept falling out, so it had weighted legs. So we just used to put it on the weighted legs around the dummy. So it stayed in, and he used to just play with the ear. It wasn't over his face.
They might call that a child abuse.
Yeah.
No.
He
But you know, we won't say anything.
He survived, bless the little heart. It wasn't a big rabbit, it was only like, I don't know.
Oh, it wasn't.
But he had weighted feet, so when he used to luck it, this thing used to swing like that. It was quite funny. So this hopefully no one will join too late. Hopefully everyone's realised it's 7:15. Now, this month I tried to recap. I don't know if you looked at the pictures. It's kind of a recap of some of the techniques we've done. There's a couple of new ones thrown in there. You've got like the pencil drawing with the glass If you've got a putty rubber, some of you should have, you'll need that, or a thin kind of small rubber, either your electric one. Well, they do on Amazon, and at the time I will let you know, just a really small rubber so you can rub out the white bits. And then the what was the other one? The rocks, you'll need a card. That's really fun to do. It actually looks really difficult, but it's so easy. It's silly. You're really quick. It's really quite quick. It looks complicated, but it's, and we'll need a masking fluid again. But I'll decide what order to do them in as regards that. So actually this week, so basically this is a lot of drawing with your pen. If you have a Sharpie, you just make sure colouring in a little bit quicker. I've just got a Uniball because it's waterproof, and one of those little gel pen thingies, and obviously your pencil and stuff like that. You don't have to colour it in with pen. You can do it with pencil. You can do it like really. I'll let you play around with that. But we've got your chicken, Sarah.
Chicken.
Right, I'm just going to go down and.
This is like my Maud that died.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so that's a really good choice for me then.
Yeah.
Oh, bless. So that's.
She was a speckled hen.
Oh.
This is a speckled hen.
Oh, this is a. Isn't this a bantam? I don't know. I'm not very good at chickens. And
Yes, a bantam. But it's a speckled. Yeah.
So was she? Look, did she look like this?
She looked quite like it. She had more black.
Okay.
I would say probably less white bits,
Less
but they're all different. Yeah.
I did when I was delving into what to choose. There was like an array of different ones. So I was trying to kind of find something that was possibly a little bit different. I've got my bike sat here. Oops, I'll put it on there in the way. Right. So we've got a couple of new people on our club. So I'm just going to go through the grid system because some of them are doing recordings because not everyone's quite back at the moment. So we're going to work off this grid every week. From the centre here out to the right, 14 dots, 1 centimetre apart, back to centre, then out to the left, 14 dots, 1 centimetre apart, back to centre, 10 dots up, 1 centimetre apart, and 10 dots down. Approximately, you should kind of fit those in, but don't worry if you can't. We don't normally go to the boundaries. On this one, we won't be going to the boundaries. That's not a problem. Jacob, are you back at school?
Yes, I've been back since the 4th.
Oh, wow. So you've already into the throes. I've just been back swim teaching today. It seems really strange the kids are already back. Traffic was horrendous today, also getting to Reading, but
It was very different today.
well, working on so many
Very
traffic
obvious.
lights, I couldn't get out of Tesco's for about an hour.
Oh,
Traffic
God.
lights there, so don't go to Tesco's if there's traffic lights there because you can't get in, but you can't get out. I will say.
Yeah.
If
They
they're
do
there,
that in
don't go in.
Reading as well, similar.
Oh, it's just a nightmare everywhere. Reading, I had to go into Reading from a swim teacher, and that was equally a nightmare. So, what bit are we plotting on? So, we are going to start with this and the beak and round the head, and then we'll work off that to plot the rest of the body on. I think it's probably more drawing than it is. Oh, I didn't get myself a bit of paper. Let me just grab a piece of paper. There's something else to do. And I was going to do like a 7 o'clock start time, but I know Sarah, you said you've got a bit of a.
I just would. I mean, I might be able to manage. But
I know.
it'd be a
Well,
bit
I
of a
just
rush.
say I would possibly struggle myself if the traffic was bad in Reading because I just timed it today.
Yeah.
Getting through.
Yeah, well,
it's
that's
just
the thing, it's-
Traffic.
Yeah, getting home from work
Yeah.
and then
Same here. I only
having
get out of the
something,
pool at
you know.
6. I've got to get changed and everything
Yeah.
else. So that's quite
yes.
But we'll
7
try this.
probably.
We'll just play around
Yeah.
with it. It's not written in stone. We'll see how we go and work it from there. So we're going to go from the bottom. I'm going to work around anti-clockwise. So on the grid line here, you're going to highlight your 2 centimeters. Going to go out to the right and highlight 2 centimeters. Bit out of practice with all this. And then you're going to go out to the right. What are you going to go out to the right? This one here, 3.9. And you're going to go up 3 millimeters. So up 3 millimeters. We do it up first, don't we? Up 3. Out to the right. Is it 3.9? Yeah, 3.9. So out of practice doing the little. I was doing this artwork on New Year's Eve, trying to get it finished. I wanted to go see mother-in-law, but I couldn't get it finished in time. Right, so you're going to go up 1 centimetre and you're going to go out to the right 1.7. So that's that one. And you're going to go up 8 millimetres and you're going to go out to the right 6.6. 6.6.
What was that last one? Sorry.
So it's up 8 millimetres and out to the right 6.6. And then we're going to go up 1.4 and out to the right 4.8. Lolly, do you need me to go over those two? 0.8. Where's Lolly? Lolly, talk to me. You're on mute.
Yes, sorry. Yes, go on then.
Okay. So you're going to go along the grid line out to the right 2 centimetres. And then you're going to go up 3 millimetres and out to the right 3.9. And you're going to go up 1 centimetres and out to the right 1.7. You go up 8 millimetres and out to the right 6.6. And then you go up 1.4 and out to the right 4.8. And you'll be up to where we're at. I'm just going to pop this one down here. I've got this one here. So that is down 7 millimetres and out to the right 2.7. 7.
Sorry, was that a new one?
Yeah, sorry, that's
sorry,
yeah.
I was
No, you're
switched
right.
off a bit. Go on.
Bless Shelley. Oh, bless her. Shelley's decided not to come tonight, bless her, because she's coughing so much. I picked the wrong key.
Yeah, me too. I put myself on mute, but I'm.
No, you're right. So it's down. So this is a new one now. So it's
Yeah.
down 7 millimetres and out to the right 2.7. There's a lot going around, isn't there? I managed to get rid of mine all by Christmas. It's just taken me that long to get half term getting one thing. I think once you get one thing, you just end up getting loads of other rubbish that's going around. So up 1.7 and out to the right 4.2. Up 2.5 and out to the right 5.4. So have a look also that we've got one of the 2 UFOs this week, this weekend. So just put your name down if you're coming. Up 2.9 out to the right 6 centimetres, sorry. Because I didn't do any in December, I was quite aware of that. I just couldn't fit it in. I don't think anyone else.
I don't expect anybody else could.
No, that's what I was thinking. I thought, well, I can't. I'm sure anyone knows, and I don't have 2 littlies. So go up 4.
How far out was that? 6 point.
Just 6 centimeters, Jacob. Oh, is it? Yeah. So up 2.9 and out to the right 6 centimeters. And then just slide your rule up to the 4 centimeter marker, and you're going to go out to the right 5.2. Slide it up to the 5 centimeter marker and out to the right 4.5. And then slide it up to the 6 centimetre marker. And you are going to go out to the right 2.6. And then you're going to go up 6.3. And you are going to go out to the right 1.3. 6.3. 1.3 is about there. I think we've done them all. Oh yeah, we haven't done that one here. And then you're going to highlight the 6 centimetre marker on the grid line. So go up and highlight the 6 centimetre marker there on the grid line. We need that one as well. Shout if you haven't got any, it's not a problem. Lolly, are you okay? Have you caught up all right? Yes, cool, good. He wants to put his head and his beak and his eyes on, the rest of it's right, straightforward. So let's just, you're going to have to add a few little bits in, but hopefully things will, I don't know where that was, that's 3.9, I've actually put one in the wrong place. These are your orange markers. Looks like I put one in the wrong place. I'm going to just readjust mine. Going up and then finish by the 6. So just kind of get yourself, obviously we're drawing the shape of the head. So if you move it slightly out, just adjust it a little bit. I've got the wrong marker on here, hopefully. I don't have that one in the right place. I hope you guys do. I haven't gone
What do you
out.
mean you don't have it in the right place? Where should it be?
Well,
Because that's where mine is.
is that where yours is as well?
Well, I
yours
don't know.
here? I've got, it should be at 3.9. It looks like I did it at 2.9 myself. I did it wrong.
Oh yeah, no, it's 3.9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've actually done it wrong myself, so that's fine. Which is why I do it alongside you guys. So
Debbie, I've got the only one going into the bottom box wrong. Where is it?
this one,
Yeah.
it is down 7 millimeters and out to the right 2.7. So I would start with this first and build it off that, whatever one you feel. So you can create that kind of funny, looks like a sail to me. You probably know all the parts on the chicken, do you, Sarah? I'm not very good at.
No, not really. I mean, I know the comb is the top.
Is that looks like a rubber glove?
Yeah. That's the one.
That's the one. How many chickens do you have?
I've only got one now. I had 3, but the other 2 died.
Oh, do you just have them in a coop outside?
Well, when they don't decide to come in, yeah. Yeah, they've got yeah, well, she has a big coop, but she has the run of the garden, really.
Yeah,
Even
I
though-
was quite amazed by that because we used to look after our neighbours' chickens when they went on holiday. I was quite amazed. Like we'd go and put them away at night because I was so terrified the foxes were going to get them. They all just go.
Oh, yeah.
They just
Oh yeah,
go.
mine. Yeah, Mabel goes to bed. Yeah,
And I didn't realise they go up trees. They go onto tree branches.
they can do. Yeah, they can
Yeah,
fly.
because I couldn't
Yeah.
find them. I thought, where the bloody hell are they? They're, oh, sorry, Jacob. They were up the trees.
Yeah, they're funny old birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are funny old birds.
Will you get any more?
No, the avian flu thing is a bit rubbish.
Okay.
Really, I think.
Is that what killed
Yeah.
them?
No, that's, you have to keep them in for, well, 5 or 6 months of the year now.
Oh, blimey.
And that's why there's a shortage of eggs and all
Oh,
sorts. So yeah, it sort of loses its appeal really when
They
you
can't get out and do what they
free
want
range.
chicken
They
do.
can't be free range, you know.
No,
Well, that's no fun for a chicken, is it?
no, absolutely. So we're going to draw that. So you hopefully everyone's got a kind of head of a chicken on there. We can adjust it all once we've finished doing it in pen. What's that thing called there on the top there? That,
Comb.
what's it called?
The comb.
So we're going to draw the comb on here now. Now I took mine up to about the 8.5 centimeters. So you can just draw yourself a rough line and draw that on. You can see where it ends on his beak. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. I'm assuming they're all different and that defines
yeah.
the characters, does it?
Yeah, they're all different.
Yeah, so just draw your version of that.
Some are more wiggly wobbly than others.
Yeah, so you can make it wibbly wobbly or do what you want really. And if you want like a measurement of where I started mine, it was at about the 2 centimetre marker there. If you just take your ruler like that, you can just do a dot on his head and fit in a comb. I'll just do a different one. You can have almost like an Elvis Presley one, I guess. Like so. So that's your comb put on. And then we're going to do, what we're going to do now, we're going to do all his body and everything. See, it's a fairly quick drawing, as in, oh no, we've got to put his eyes and everything, all the complicated bits. Cool. Right, let's get his body. Is everyone all right with their comb? They've put their
I'm still trying to do mine, sorry.
Oh, you're doing a fancy one.
No, I'm not. I'm just, yeah. No, I'm not doing a fancy one.
I didn't follow mine, I just drew a different one because I knew they could be different. So this one's different. I'll do this one down here first. So we are going to put the front of his, sorry, it will be his chest on here, and then we're going to carry on and do the back of his neck, and then we'll put all the little details on the face in a little bit. Is everyone all right to do have we done our combs on our heads? Jacob, are you all right, mate? Keeping up? Cool. Lolly, are you okay? Leanne, are you doing the chicken today, or are you doing something else?
No, I'm following the rules
Chicken.
and I'm doing the chicken.
Okay, good. Right, so let's do the front here. So slide your ruler down 1 centimetre marker, and you're going to go out to the right 2.3. 2.3. That's about that. Then slide it down to the 3 centimetre marker, and then go out to the right 3 centimetres. We'll highlight that. Slide it down to the 5 centimetre marker and out to the right again, 3 centimetres. And then slide it down to the 7 centimetre marker, and you're going to go out to the right 2.6. And highlight that. And then just join those up. I'm going to bring that in, and then we're going to do the other part in a minute. So just join those up, create a nice sort of front part there. You've already got that bit, just join that up and bring that down. If you want to make your chicken a little bit more bigger, obviously you make your lines go further than the ones I've given you. It depends how much corn he's eating or whatever they have. Do they eat corn? I can't remember what they feed them.
Yeah, they eat layers, pellets, and then they eat grain.
Don't they have to have special stuff to make their eggs get that nice like coating on them or something?
Yeah, they eat grit.
That's it. That's what she used to feed them.
Eggshell. They can eat their own eggs. I mean, and I've seen mine lay one and eat one.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a bit neat.
Gladys did that. Gladys, she laid an egg and then she turned around, smashed it with her beak and ate it.
Oh, I never knew they did that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Learn something every day. I didn't know that. Right, we're going over to the left-hand side of the paper because we've done all the work on the right. So let's just work all the way down there. Just shout if I need to slow down or anything. So slide your ruler up to the 5 centimetres markers and go out to the left 3 centimetres. And then you're going to slide it down to the 3 centimetre marker, and you're going to go out to the left 4.3. I've got a different microphone on here, so do let me know if it's not any good. Slide it down to the 2 centimetre marker, and you're going to go out to the left 5.3. And then we're going to come down to the grid line here, and we're going to go out to the left 8.5.
Debbie, what was that top one?
This one up here, Jacob.
Yes.
So it's up 5 centimeters and out to the left 3 centimeters.
Thank you.
Okay. Have you got all the others all right?
Yes.
Cool. So we stopped at the grid line here. So we're just going to come below the grid line now. You're going to slide your ruler down to the 1 centimeter marker, and you're going to go out to the left 10.1. And then come down again to the 3 centimeter marker, and you're going to go out to the left 13 centimeters. I'm going to have to move my clipboard. It won't fit. Ooh. 13. And that's the back of the chicken. So we can fill that in. When you do this, you'll have a little bump in his head. So just take from this dot here. It doesn't quite go at the 6 centimeter marker. You need to just take that over the top and create a kind of smooth rounded head. I just wasn't going to change all the measurements when I did it. So I just actually, you can just make that a nice smooth head. Because we're not actually going to draw these lines in as such. We're actually just going to go up to them and colour them in. They're kind of like an area we're going to work up to. So mine here, I'm just doing mine here, just drawing the dots up. And so if I took that literally to that dot, that's two square. So I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to take that over the top. So there's a nice round head. Let's see. Just have a nice smooth line. I haven't seen Shelley for ages, bless her, so she was trying to come in. So what are we doing next? Right, so the next part we're going to pop on is I'm going to give you the area for the eye. We're going to draw this. What's this funny little thing called down here, Sarah? Do you know? A gill or something, is it? It looks like a gill to me. You're on mute, sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's a I'll
Looks
find
like
out. Is it a wattle? Which is
it
the
might
wattle?
be. Yeah, because yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I know there's a wattle. Hang on, I'm just looking at the wattle now. Oh, yeah, the wattle is this bit.
That bit, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's just like a side growth.
Well, it's a wattle.
It's probably
Indeed,
part of the same thing. Probably joins up underneath all that fur there.
it's a fleshy flap of skin.
Yeah, so they kind of, it's there. I don't know, makes them look.
I think they're more obvious in cockerels than they are in hens.
Okay,
But,
which would make sense in the bird world. Right. It's all very interesting. That's why I like doing animals and then finding a little bit more about them. Giraffes was very interesting when we were doing those. Right, so what I'm going to do is give you this area here for the eye. You don't have to draw these great big grids on. You just need to literally draw that square. I've just done it so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So feel free to just not draw all those lines. I'm just going to focus that a bit better. So what you want to do, I mean, you can draw them on then rub them out. You don't actually need them all. Is take your ruler and slide it out to the right to the 3.5 centimeter marker and draw yourself a line up. So this is mine here. So that's my 3.5 is there. So I'm just going to get my ruler. Let me rough it alongside. It's about there. I'm just going to get my ruler and draw a very soft line like so. And then I'm going to slide it along to the 1.7 and then turn it vertical again and draw another line parallel to the one I've just drawn. So 1.7 is about there. And very lightly draw a pencil line. Then you're going to turn it horizontal and you're going to go up to the 3 centimeter marker and you're going to draw a line across. Now you don't have to draw a line all the way across like I've done. You can just take your ruler and just fill in that little bit that's in the, just make sure it's straight in there. So you start to create a square. then you slide it up to the, what's that, 4.5, slide it up to the 4.5 centimetre marker there, which on mine is there. And the same thing again, you don't have to draw a line all the way across. It's up to you, you can do if you like. And then you just draw a little line in there. So you've got a square, and that's what we're after. And then you can rub out all the other lines outside because they kind of get a bit confusing.
Apparently, a large wattle in a cockerel is a sign of good nutrition, high testosterone, and potentially successful mate.
Oh, there we go. It's their show-off thing, then, isn't it?
And they help cool. Apparently, they help to cool chickens down.
Oh, okay.
So it says blood circulating from the comb to the wattle is cooled and helps to lower the chicken's temperature during hot weather.
Okay, well, that would make sense. Absolutely.
It's quite amazing, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. That's what I like when we do animals. We learn about because you don't realise. I can't remember what.
No, I didn't know what they did. I just knew what they were.
Yeah. So that's okay. Because it's an area of skin, isn't it? Like a dog pants, and that's how it cools itself down with its tongue. Now what's this called? A wattle?
Wattle.
Yeah. So you're going to draw that freehand. I'm not going to tell you, give you measurements. This here, but I will show you. That's the 2 centimetre marker, and that's the 1 centimetre marker, and you can see where it is apparent to the box. And just use your eye to judge it. It goes up. I mean, it doesn't have to be accurate. It's about 6 millimeters under there. It goes out to the left there about 7 millimeters. If you want.
Oh, now you see, that isn't the wattle. The wattle is this bit, the triangulary bit.
That bit.
Yeah, that's just called a flap.
This is just a flap that makes them look pretty to attract the lady.
Well, I don't know whether it makes them look pretty, to be fair.
No, I think it makes them look ugly, but
bloody ugly things, aren't they?
In chicken world, they probably look beautiful. So this for me looks like a tree. Oh, it looks like a cone on the top and then a tree root underneath. So just play around with it. It doesn't need to look exactly like mine. Just make your version of that. Just going to do one here. You can see that's the 1 centimetre too. You can see where they kind of go around. You can use that, or you just do your own version of it. It doesn't have to be like mine. Just something similar that you can pop in. I'm just going to do this one differently. Round. So it sits there. You just add your little version because we're just going to draw around that anyway. Paint that red. Put that in. I want that a bit more stylized. So if you want him a bit more cool, then obviously do it a bit more wiggly wobbly, I suppose. Is everyone all right with that? Do shout if you're not. You're right, Lolly. It's good to see you back online. You all right, Jacob?
I think I might make my wattle rounder.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just play around with it. I've done mine differently here. When we do it in pen, you can pen it all in and make it a bit more how you want it in a minute. Just so you've got a rough idea where it goes. I quite often change stuff whilst I'm colouring it in. I think I don't want it like that. It's too much effort. I make too many lines. Right, so that square I gave you, obviously it's for its eye. So it's kind of an angle like that. Really, if that helps you to draw a line across there, by all means do that. That's an enlarged version. That is not in the picture. I will say that because someone very who was here when we did the penguins and put the penguin the enlarged.
Oh, yeah.
So I always have to say that's the enlarged version of. I freehand in mine, but feel free if you want to draw around something or use a compass, but I quite like it just a little bit freehand, and makes you work a little bit harder. So I would draw this outside one first, like the teardrop, and then put the thing in the middle if it's easier. But, you know, feel free to choose whichever way you are more comfortable doing it. Don't have to follow my way. And you can go beyond the box if you need to. It's just a rough idea of where to place it. So it's not obviously up in his top of his head, but you can go beyond the box. It's not a problem. Eye. That's kind of like a light shadow, that funny little thing, as far as I could see from the picture. And just do his pupil. I colour in the pupil grey because I can't bear it just white because it makes it look really weird. I mean, obviously I've coloured in pen on the screen here so you can see. We will be penning it in a bit, but at the moment I'd wait. Yeah, we start to pen in a bit. I'll get you to pen in the eye. No, I won't do it yet. So once you've got your eye on there, you can rub out the square. You don't need it. If you've got a small rubber, you will need that for a few of the exercises we've got going on this time. They actually do one on Amazon and asked me if you like. It's not an electric one. It just looks like a. I've got it's upstairs, so I won't try. It's about that long. It's called a mono pencil, and it is literally this, but it's not electric, and it's really good for the when we do the glass because you can colour in with pencil, and then you can just use your eraser to create the white bits. It's kind of being lazy, really. You're in a different place, Leanne, today. Are you on baby duty?
Yeah, he's asleep next to me. No, no, I've decided to turn our spare room into like my little kind of arts and crafts room.
That's a good. Then you can just leave it there, can't you, and then walk away.
Yeah, it's just nice. I just don't feel like I've got to pack everything away. And
yeah, that's what I had to do when I first started. I used to work in the kitchen, and then I used to pack everything away, and it became right pain. So then I took over like a corner of the conservatory, which then became half the conservatory, which then, because no one used it, became all the conservatory in lockdown.
Yeah.
They never had it back. Yeah, it's funny.
Actually the warm. I think it's the warmest room in the house. Actually, I might stay up here. It's got a bed. I'll just live here.
Yeah, it looks very cozy. All the hot air rises up there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that mono pencil on Amazon.
Have you seen it? It's about £3. They're only about £3. They're not expensive.
Mono eraser set.
Yeah, it should only be. I bought one for my botanical stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Should be on my orders. Everyone's catching up and getting their eye. Ooh, orders. Bought it very recently. It's not expensive. It's mono eraser set. Yeah, there we go. It had a refill. It was, where is it? £5. You got a refill with it. It looks like a pen, basically. It's one of those. It's the same as that.
Yeah.
But it's not electrical. Sometimes like this goes a bit loopy and I don't want it to do things. So you have more control with that. But it's the same size by the looks of it. This is more expensive, obviously. But yeah, if you can get one of those, they're very handy for everything you do in art, actually. It's a bit easier to rub out, right? But or putty rubber, and you'll mold it to a point and then you'll use it to rub out as well. But I just find those mono erasers a lot easier to use. Right.
Sorry, was that Tombow the make that you?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
You might find a cheaper
The one that says pack of 2.
Yeah, you get I think I got an eraser and then I got some refills or something.
Yeah, it's on offer at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just very handy because it rubs out very small corners and stuff like this. It would just rub out. I said it's just like that, but it's more controllable. I find I rub out things I really don't want to rub out with this.
Yeah, I do.
It goes a bit too fast for me, Sarah.
I don't use mine all the time because I find that it goes so fast that it wears the rubber bit out.
Yes.
And then it makes a mark on the paper.
Absolutely. That mono one will be better. I discovered that the other day. I was reading up something. I thought, oh, I didn't know they did those. That. There's another thing I got with drawing that's like a metal plate and you can just rub out sections, just literally a line. They're very handy. But I didn't use it for the glass, but they are quite nice things as well. And if you want, that was only like £3, but if you want any drawing stuff, just message me and I can always send through the links that I use to buy my stuff with. Right, we will be penning this eye in a minute. I just want to get some of the features on so we can use those to start to draw the pattern of the body. So we've got this sort of obviously we've done that, we've got that, we've got the beak, we've got the this thing here, we've done the eye. So I'm just going to draw this shape here, which is just part of the face. So you're going to do yours where you've got your eye, but it comes off the top of that red thing here. I mean, this is squiggly. My one goes through the 4 centimeter marker and just follows the eye around. So it just needs to look similar to that. So just take yours off your thing that you've drawn down there and create this sort of pattern. Hopefully you've got the original picture as well that you're kind of working off. I mean, it doesn't never has to look exactly like mine. I draw it again and it turns out differently. Just similar. It's just a little bit wider there. You're just going to use that line to create his face. So what's your picture going to call? What are you going to name yours, Sarah?
Oh, I don't know.
I think mine's going to be called Bill. Bill the Bantam.
Bill.
Yeah. I don't know
Bill
why.
the Bantam.
Right. Now I use kind of stripes, which we'll see in a minute, to kind of draw. I mean, you don't have to use it this way. Feel free to just freehand it, whatever you want to do. I just found it was easier to follow. So you create that shape of the body by putting some lines on there. I mean, obviously that didn't follow it, but you kind of, if you can see the pattern, hopefully, on it. But you don't have to do that at all. You're quite happy to freehand it, but I'm going to just put these kind of stripes on there as a basis to then use those to colour in the pattern, because we get quite frantic with the pattern to do that. So what you're going to do, let's put these markers on here first, and then we'll put these ones down here, and then we'll put those little lines on. So you're going to get your ruler and you're going to highlight. You're going to come down. You're going to come down on this grid line here. You're going to highlight the 1 centimeter marker, the 3 centimeter marker, the 5, and then come down to the 7. And then you're going to go back up and you go out to the left and you're going to highlight the 2 centimeter marker, the 4, the 6, and then the 7. And as you can see there, we're actually going to join them up. So you're going to use the 2 and the 1, and then you're going to carry on and create a nice little curve around. So I would start on that one, and then all those will work off that one at the top there. Just remember, it's like it's feathers, so it doesn't have to be accurate. So I'm just going to join. I'm just going to join. Can't tell bit. This one here. I'll move my camera around so I could have more access, because I get banging stuff, and I've moved the whole area around actually. So I keep forgetting everything's in a different place. So I'm just going to create that little curve around there, and then once I've got that on, I can just take that up his neck there, something like that. And then I've just got the 4 and the 3, which is there. Just kind of follow. It's just that you won't actually
2, 4, 6, and 7. Did you say?
Well, we're here 2, 4, 6, and 7. Yeah. So there you can see they're kind of slightly narrower up here. You'll see why. It's just a rough guide, so I won't worry about it too much, because you literally just scribble all over them. It's just so you get more. It's more so you get the shape of the body, the roundness of the body. When you're, because you get quite carried away with the pattern. It's more so you don't lose track of where you are really. It looks a bit weird at the moment. I'm just making all these kind of stripes. It's a chicken with the striped pajamas, so that's my one there. Probably slightly different to that one there. Probably a bit better. But that's what we're after. It should look something like that. And I'm probably, when I start penning mine in, that's going to make my head a little bit rounder. I'm playing with that. I want his head a little bit rounder. So if you got, are you all right with that? Is that okay with that?
Yeah.
Got that out a bit. So once you've got that on, don't worry about his space bit at the moment. We're just going to put the stripes on, and then we're going to start working up on these stripes here. So I've given you these orange ones, and you just are going to follow them and pop those on yourself to come down. So I'm just going to, you just freehand them. And then the same with the head. You've got that one there, so you can kind of use that as a parallel. And as you come round, obviously you're going around the top of his head. It's just so you can plan out the stripes. That's all it is. And you don't even have to follow them when you start doing it. You can just ignore them if you don't like them. Just gives you a rough idea how his body. Ooh, work on this one here. And his head. It's just so we don't lose the curve, really. That's all we're after. You can have less or you can have more. It doesn't really matter. So my one here, I've just done that. It looks looks a bit weird at the moment.
What's that funny buzzing noise?
Is that me? Oh, no,
Like a phone earring or something.
Ah,
who's that? Is it me?
no, I don't think so.
I've got a new microphone. Hopefully it's all right. You can hopefully hear me. I did do some testing.
Oh yeah.
Make sure it's all right. I don't think it helped. I had a cold on all those ones for Christmas. Hearing me was a bit of a nightmare. So everyone all right with the stripes? Do they make sense? It's just literally a basis to work off with you. You just literally are going to scribble over them in a minute. You'll see. You can probably work out from the picture what they all mean as regards patterns, and you will create your own patterns. Now we're going to start putting on. We're going on with pen. We're going to start. So the orange bits leave orange. Other than going to flick back to the eye. We need that penned in now. We're going to go penning in. You can either use this one here, or you can use that one. I'm just going to move that over so you can see a bit better. Your choice. But he's orange in there, but we want it black, because then we're going to start to plan out the rest of the black bits. And hopefully you've got the picture as well that you can work from. Also, I'm just going to go off screen here and put mine in.
I'm just
So
playing
I'm
with
using
the
the
eye.
uni ball, and I'm also using that. I quite like this gel pen thing. It's got no labels on it anymore. This is 0.38 millimeters. This is quite fine. We have used them before. And then this is a Uniball Micro. It's just finer than the other ones. I need to find the bigger one when we do the stripes. I'll dig him out in a minute.
When I use my 0.1,
Yes.
I find that it sort of just scratches rather than, maybe I'm holding it wrong, but yeah, I don't even.
Are these ones?
No, just like a normal.
What's that
They're
one?
called drawing pens, and I've got like a range, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, but the 0.1 is like barely does anything.
Yeah, I've got one of those as well.
I have. Where's
No.
my drawing pens? Let me
I've
just
got this 0.1.
Oh yes, they are really hard to draw with. I use those for commissions. Oh, what do you mean? It's these I use those micron ones. The smaller they go, they wear out really quickly. So
Yeah.
commission, I get through about 10 of them. It's
Oh,
quite,
blood.
yeah, they do. So like I've got these ones, Unipin.
Yeah. Like this.
So this has got a really fine pit. So they just basically wear away. They don't last very long because they're kind of like this has a ball in it. A uni ball. So it doesn't wear away. It just has ink in the reservoir here, and then it rolls.
Oh, I see.
Whereas this is like a felt tip. but a really fine felt tip. So eventually it wears away. So that's probably why, yeah, and it's probably worn away.
Yeah,
They don't last very long.
I need a new
They
one.
are great for drawing, but they don't last very long. These ones we got, these Japanese ones, 3.8 are really good. They're 0.38. That's as small as, and I think that's a roller ball.
I've got 0.3.
Find a rolly ball, it's better.
Already.
Um,
I'll just use
Yeah.
one of the felt tips.
they do wear away. The felt tip basically. Where have you gone, Sarah? You're right.
Yes, I've just dropped something on the floor.
All right. I'm trying to find what have I got? These pilot ones in Tesco's are actually quite good. They got like a little ball in them.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're the expert for pens.
I try out loads. I quite like because I do like drawing with black pens the most. So I do, if I see some in shops, try them. These are the Japanese ones, these gel pens. We've had them before in Art Club. They're really good. They come in packs of 10, 0.38. They're really nice. That's what I'll use. A bit more fine detail. And then you've got the Uniball. These Uniballs you can get in Tesco's. The fine ones is thicker, so I should use that for the stripes, and then I'll go with my Sharpie. But I said these have got real. This has got real ink in it, and it just rolls it, so it's a bit easier to draw with. Right,
Debbie?
under the pen. Yes.
Should we do the black bits in Uniball or not?
This have you done his eye already, Jacob?
I've done his eye, just not the bits around it.
So basically, if you've done his eye, all these
I haven't
black
done his
bits you
eye
can
yet.
see on here, we are doing in black. Don't do the orange bits yet, other than the eye. I will let you know what we're doing on that bits in a moment. So all those black bits you can colour in.
What did you use for that one?
So here I use, so basically I use, maybe right away. Here I use this one.
Yeah.
And then I went over, so basically done little technique. So let me just show you the technique. So it's on my other sheet. I'm going to show you. So you're basically going to go around. So that is the edge of that funny little tree thing. So you're going to put your pen at the edge there and flick it. So we're trying to create feathers, which is what we're the texture. So when it's right near here, I can almost wiggle my pen. Like so, and then I went in with my Sharpie and just created it a little bit darker and flicked it as well, like that. You see what I mean? And then I went back with my Uniball just to make sure it was consistent and got rid of those harsh, because obviously that's a lot thicker.
What's the funny bit on the front of the eye? Sorry.
Funny bit, this bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's in the picture. That's just kind of like in the, if you've got the picture you're working off as well, Sarah, this bit here.
Yeah, I can't work out.
It's just that. So just draw a circle for his eye, and then it's just a little bit that we're going to colour in with a bit of paint, really. So don't overthink that little bit. It's very...
That's fine, I've done it now.
Right, yeah. Let's get his eyeball in. I need to catch up because I haven't done that bit yet.
So I'm a bit confused as to what we're black penning and what we're not now.
So I just put, because this orange bit here, we didn't do it initially. I need your eye, it needs his eye in black.
Yeah, I've done the eye.
Okay, so once I'm going to take that out of the way. Everyone's done the eye. Now what you can see on the screen there is what we need coloured in black. And then you can actually, I'm going to go over this as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're starting to pen the picture in. All right.
So,
This
if we
picture-
do the outline first and then...
Yes, do the out if you want to. Yeah, draw the outline first. It carries on from here all the way up. Now, I will say, it's a lot of drawing. Literally, the paint takes 3 minutes. That's all. It doesn't take long. And this here is very fair. If you look at the original painting, we created this shape here. But you can see I pushed the pen in to create a little feathery effect. Let me just zoom in there. There we go. So obviously we have a line, a harsh line, but I want you to make that feathery by pushing your pen in over the line. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
No.
Get kind of a bit of a softer line.
It's gone a bit blurred. Where you're working is a bit
Sorry.
blurred.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Sorry, I moved the pen. So just push it so you lose that harsh line, basically. So we want it to feel like feathers.
So how do we, sorry, but how do I build up that amount of black around
Did you
without
see me do that?
No, sorry, I didn't.
That's all right.
I was
So
doing the eye.
basically, this is the bottom. It looks like on someone's nose, doesn't it? So this
right,
is the bottom
yeah.
of the tree. This bit
Yeah,
here, I've
yeah.
got a tree, right? So you're going to start with your uniball to create the feathers out. So you can see, because I've given you that line there, so you can see how far it comes out. But I mean, you can
Yeah.
go further, right? And nearer the edge, we want it darker. Then I went in with my Sharpie. If you don't have a Sharpie, you're just going to have to work with your uniball and did little lines. And I went back with my uniball.
Is that not a normal Sharpie?
I don't
You know
know.
what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I turned my page as I went round, as you can see here. I turned my page and I went round just to get
Okay.
this bit, curvy bit. And then you don't need to for the top bit. You can just take this off like so. Little lines. You're going to get used to what you need to get used to doing once you've done this frilly bit around here. Is we're going to work like this a lot.
Good. Right.
A lot of that going on. Got to be loose and scribbly. But I've given you the lines to be loose and scribbly on. These look like 2 moustaches. And you just work around like that. I'm well behind. I haven't done the eye yet. Let me do that. That in. Yeah, this is a lot of drawing and hardly any painting. This is your pen and ink.
It's fine. It's just understanding how
Yeah,
to.
absolutely. No, please
Yeah.
say, because I forget sometimes and just get carried away that I'm assuming everyone knows what they're doing.
Took some pictures of trees over winter, Debbie.
Oh, good. Good. I was going to go over trees. I've got some. I'm going to scan my. I have a little library of trees I work from. They're very basic, but I have a little library of trees in watercolors. They're very just like notes. I think I showed Lolly once when she was here that I just use if I want to pop a tree into a picture. I just use those as like a tree library. Which is what you could do with all your pictures, Leanne. Your
Yeah.
photos. It's quite handy to have and work on how to do the branches.
Yeah.
And
That's a
stuff.
bit
So
neat.
I will do that obviously on the UFOs, and then I'll do a recording for people if they want on
Yeah.
a bit of a tree technique. Not an actual picture, but just some tree branches. It's really just practicing with that really fine brush that we've got and not putting in too much paint on. So I'm just going to turn my page as I create the bit around here. Is everyone all right with what they're doing? Do shout if you're not. And if you're unsure, then yeah, do it in pencil. It's not a problem, and then go over it. It's just a lot more work. Just depends how much work you want to do. But you're just creating textures with your pen. Bit of feather. So don't be too unified with it, because obviously it's a bird. So I get the texture on and then I just scribble in the edges so it's a bit darker. Then I'll go in with my Sharpie and add a bit darker. And up here, I've got that little line up here. Take that down. I'm going to do a lot of scribbling for this one. I find it's easier to turn my page. It just depends how you work. And we use a Sharpie because they're waterproof. Basically, that's the only reason why. If you don't have one, you just have to spend a bit more time scribbling. They're sometimes handy for ways. And then you've got obviously this middle bit as well, once you've built up your little bit there. Should hear a lot of scrubbing with pens.
So it's me, probably.
Is that?
So it's probably me. So
No, that's me. I'm scribbling. You should hear a lot of scribbling. It should be quiet. It's almost, I would say it's scribbling. And if you've got a harsh line, just take your pen over it to get that kind of feather effect. You can probably see me doing on that one. What am I doing? I can put that in the middle.
So that bit, you know, that thing that you said you're going to be doing a lot of this, and you started over to the right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's this
So
bit
is
here.
that what you've done? Right. Okay. So that's what you've done up there.
Yeah. So I'm just literally just going to do that now, Sarah, because I've got to that stage. I'm just going to take my pen and scribble it up. It's like we did I suppose, the Christmas trees, I suppose, really. I can't remember now. Seems so long ago, Christmas. Our tree's still in our lounge, can't get it out. It's so big.
Oh, it's supposed to be out tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tonight.
is it?
Oh, I've got to get the wreath down. You just reminded me.
Oh, that'll have to be my husband's. It's so big. I mean, it's big. My husband got a bit carried away, I think, when he did them. I've got to draw my little. So once you've done all those scribbles, obviously draw the black bits on here, which I haven't drawn in yet. It follows the line of the eye. These little dotty bits. This off his beak. And you can draw his beak in by the looks of it as well. I'm going to colour his beak in. So his beak can be drawn in once we're happy with it. Don't draw his head, because I've got the feathers, as you can see here, going over. Mine are a bit exaggerated there. And just draw his beak in. Yeah. If the pen annoys you, a pencil annoys you, you can rub it out. Look. See, that follows that right there. See, most of this picture actually is drawing. Literally, when you put in a bit of red, a bit of orange, a bit of splatter, and it's done. So just take your time on the drawing part.
Can I send you a photo in a minute?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a bit confused.
Can't wait for it to come through, Sarah.
Yeah, I haven't sent it. You've disappeared down my list because it's
Oh.
so long ago.
So long ago.
There you go.
Good. So don't worry about this line
Is there
around here.
Is there enough?
Is there enough?
Is there enough wispy bits?
Yes, I think so. You could probably do a bit longer lines, very
Yeah,
slightly.
that's what I was thinking. I
Yeah, a
should
bit more
probably
texture
do-
out from that. And then just get these little dotted things going.
Yeah,
And then you can pen
started
in
that
his
bit.
beak. Don't worry about the head, obviously, because we're going to have a bit of texture on that. So I'm going to pen over the ones I want you to pen in so you can see how. It's just the thicker one. Use this one. Pen. Pen. And you can pen his little. I've forgotten what it's called now. I keep wanting,
Comb.
yeah, I keep wanting to call it a rubber glove.
No, it's really not a rubber glove.
I know, but that's what I keep having in my head. So they're the black bits. Don't pen that arc of his head. Just leave that. So yeah, it's just Sarah, it's just getting that little bit more texture. So once you've got those dark in there, just literally flick your pen out to get a little bit more texture on that. And that's his beak. What else have I got that bit there? Yeah, he's kind of similar. That will be all right.
Oh, these bits down here, right?
You're right, Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've started to put all these bits. So this area here actually follows a line. If you look, it's actually follows the shape of the eye. It comes down,
Yeah.
like that. And there's a little bit of a gap, and then you've got that little bit that goes off. So it's still following the eye shape. And you just do little dotty lines underneath it. And obviously put his little beak on. So this hopefully makes sense. You've got those little bits under there. Mine needs to be a bit darker. The what is called the fine ones are thicker than the micro ones. You can't always get them in Tesco's. The fine ones have to order those. So you want to have a nice Christmas lunch and everything?
Mm.
We had lamb.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Nice, yeah.
Well, no one in our house likes turkey-ish. So,
No, I didn't do turkey.
and it's easier, it's quicker to cook, and you don't have to worry about it killing everybody. Because you can have it pink. Not that I had it pink, but it's less stressful. It doesn't take so much.
I like pink lamb though.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to be a bit careful with a turkey, don't you?
Mm.
Right, what am I doing on that? Okay. Yeah, we ate quite late. Amy's already gone back to uni because she had a placement yesterday. And the doctors completely ignored them, so she went home after an hour and a half. They're just too busy. It's pointless, isn't it, really? I don't know how
Yeah, it's very
generation of doctors are actually going to learn anything, to be fair. It's a bit worrying.
a bit of a worry at the minute.
It is. I just think they're going to privatise it.
I do too.
Yeah, I think that's heading that way.
Absolutely what they're going to do.
They're going to have to. It's going to probably be like American system, which actually is. I mean, I don't know if any of you lived in America. It wasn't that bad. Just if you needed the doctor, you had to pay $15 co-payment to see the doctor. You didn't get it back, but then you only went to the doctor when you were actually really ill.
I think it's got quite expensive over there now.
Has it?
Yeah, friends of ours moved back when they had children.
Yeah.
Just because when you've got little ones, and well, you will know, like when they're poorly,
Yes,
you think, oh my
Elizabeth
gosh,
was born.
it cost us like what she say, like $1,000 just to call out an ambulance.
Yeah. When Amy, so Luke was a baby, we had to wait to have him before I moved out there because to have a baby out there at that time, bearing in mind Luke is 20 now, was $10,000.
Oh my word.
Yeah, that's just to have a baby without all the added extras. And then Amy got a stiff neck, and they thought she might have, I think, is it meningitis? So she had a
Yeah.
scan or something. We were in the A&E for 3 hours or something. She clocked up a £5,000 bill. We
Oh
didn't
my
realise
God.
at the time, completely innocent, you know,
Yeah.
our system. And which is fine because we had the full medical insurance, but even with the full medical insurance, you have to pay 10% of the bill.
Yeah.
It's just to pay £500 or dollars, which is quite a lot of money to find when you've got full medical, eye, dentist insurance. You still have to pay, and this was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I hate to think what it is like now.
We had a family friend and their young child got an ear infection last year
America.
in America,
Yeah.
and it cost them 5+ grand.
Oh my
yeah.
word. Just for
That doesn't surprise me.
antibiotics.
Yeah, and like X-rays because they thought other stuff were damaged or something.
And the interesting thing is, because obviously I had American friends out there, and I said, how do you even cope with this? She said, Debbie, we don't know any different.
Yeah.
This is our
No,
system.
exactly.
This is what we've always had. We haven't had free healthcare, so we don't know any different. She said, you're just really lucky that you do have free healthcare. And I said, oh yeah, good point actually. I suppose, yeah, don't know any different. That is what they have. And she said,
It's the same, like there's lots of other European countries, like Germany, it's the same, isn't it? Like they
I think so, yeah.
pay for
I think
healthcare there.
it's I
France
think,
do.
Yeah.
and I think it's a system that we should
And
probably
it works
employ.
much, seems
It's
to work much better out there than it does
Yeah, you're right.
especially now.
We were
It's
just talking about husband and I, it's just we just have to need to wean the generation over that
Yeah.
obviously have paid and can't and haven't made, what's the word, provision for, because they can't. It's, you know, you don't have the years left to do that, so they still should have what they get now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a hard one, but something needs to be sorted because it's just a mess, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
My husband he needed his ear syringed. I know when the kids were younger, I had to have my ear syringed, and I went to the doctors. She gave me
Yeah.
some stuff I put in my ear, and then
Yeah.
a week later I went out and I had a little machine wash it all out. Well, I said, no, they do it at the doctors. They don't. You have to go pay. You have to go pay £50.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
One ear done.
Yeah, you do now. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't know that.
My friend works in the like audio clinic in Henley, the private one though.
Yeah.
And they're just full all the time of people going in to have their ears syringed.
Yeah. Because I don't understand when
That's
that changed.
crazy.
When that changed at all. Don't know. It is strange. But you know, that's why it is.
Oh,
Right.
I just looked up and we've got to do the whole
I
body.
just changed the screen. Sorry, I'm busy
I
checking.
panicked then. I was like, oh, am I
Oh,
meant to have
no,
done that?
Lord.
No, don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic.
Ah.
Now, I was just looking for. I can't find it. I'm going to use my orange pen. So we've done the orange bits. Hopefully, we've still got that online, so you can see like why I haven't told you to do this as a solid black line, because you're now going to start to add the feathers. These
You
are the
don't want us to put red lines in, do you?
No. Now I will show you the one I'm actually going to work on in a minute, and you'll see my pencil lines. So don't do anything just yet. But these are the lines that we drew on earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We haven't drawn these ones up here. So they are like a guide, as you can see. They just roughly follow that angle. They don't have to be exact, because obviously I've gone up and down in here, and like before I've done like a rough idea of where you use your uniball and your Sharpie. You literally are going to do this kind of action, and then you're going to darken it up if you've got a Sharpie in the middle. Not all of it, some of them. Where's my bigger Sharpie? And then you're going to go over and create the texture. Now, some of them you might just use your Sharpie. That's just literally like
That's your uni ball, is it? Or
no,
your
your
sharp?
uni ball, sorry, my
Yeah.
uni ball. So you're literally creating this pattern, and it's like that. That's all it is. You're
It's
literally
just a
going to work
scribble.
across scribbles. You see here, just scribbles.
Yeah, scribbles.
That's all we're going to do. Now I will just
What was
quickly.
that big one you did? Sorry, the
This
bigger one.
one
Yeah.
was just to show you a very enlarged version of what's going on in
Oh,
these
okay.
ones here, because you can see on some of them I've added a bit of Sharpie, and you will see in this one here too. And I went over again with a finer one and added more. So we've got all this feathery stuff going on. But I'll show you on my one eventually. It's just building it up there. You won't get it all in one go. This is the one I'm going to be working off eventually, but you can see my pencil lines.
Yeah.
through here.
So you do the scribbly bits first, and then you decide where you want to put the Sharpie
Yes, so basically
for a bit of accentuation.
so you will do your scribble bits with your absolutely. So you
Uniball.
can see under here I did some dark, because it was almost in my head that was kind of dark under there, so I just added a little bit of Sharpie off the edge of. Is it easy to have this one on or this one on? It's up to you. We haven't done the head.
I think the one with the red for me.
Okay,
I think.
so let me leave
don't
that one at the time being, and you can see where I've added the Sharpie on here, and it's not imperative you add it exactly the same places I've added it, doesn't matter, but I've gone over, this is the lines that we originally drew. I'm going to go over a bit hard. I haven't got my red Sharpie, and this is the back here, so I've gone beyond, if that makes sense, the lines, because we want feathers. They're little chickens, so they have little feathers. We need a bit of texture going on. And then the finished one, I did scribbles, which some people don't like to do, but that's up to you. So work away on that body bit. This will take a bit of time, because I said, once we've got the drawing done, the painting bit is really, really quick. There's not much to do. So the drawing bit is taking its time. So I would, in my head, I imagined, funny enough, the little heart machine thingies that go,
Oh yeah,
up and down when I'm drawing it. That's all you need to think about. Yeah. And use that as a rough guide. Doesn't have to be anything like mine at all, but what we're doing is we're trying to build up some texture. So you might go in, if you've got different size doodles, you might not. If you haven't, you'll have a little bit difficult doing that, but you can do it thicker, close together, and then you can just go over the top very lightly. So there are plenty of ways. If you've got different sizes like I have, I've got the fine, which is the thicker one, the micro, which is slightly finer, and then that little 3.8, and that's what I used to build it up, and then I went over with a Sharpie as well. So they're the four I used to build mine up with, but you might not have that. I mean, that's so I would go with the Sharpie fine, which is the one that you have in Tesco's with the heartbeat pattern start with, and then you can go over the top with a finer one, just lines.
I've got a Sharpie ultra fine, but I'm not actually sure it's that fine.
Oh, okay. I don't have that. I'm jealous.
Oh, I've got one you haven't got.
No, I am very jealous. But do you understand the like the patterny bit we're trying to get with the pens? And then, you know, if you've got a finer one, you just literally do these, like on my one that I'm actually going to use. I just went over the top of them again. Get this feathery pattern going once I've laid down the bases.
What colour's that?
It's all black. Everything's black.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah, everything's black. Literally, we're working in pen. It's a pen and wash drawing. This is the technique we're using today to do everything with. I haven't decided what one you want next week. I haven't put them in a particular order. I don't know which one you want to do next week. What we got? I just thought this was a bit easier to get you back into the swing of things. You'll love the rocks. I'll tell you, once you see that happen, it's just, you just need to just get a store card and not use it if you don't have one.
Would you start at the bottom or would you start at the top?
I would start here and follow
on the neck.
Yeah, and just fill in these. You can see you could use the lines to start with and then just fill in the gaps. You see, I just kind of followed that basically, not diligently, because we don't want it too stripy, because they're not really stripy, but they are, if that makes sense, aren't they? Yes, just play around. This takes quite a while to do. ask questions if you. I said there were 3. If you've got finer pens, play with those. Just make sure they're waterproof. If you are going to do the wash, you don't have to do the wash. You can do it in pencils, coloured pencils. You can use brush pens. I've used watercolours, but you can't get the splashing without the watercolours, but you can use your brush pens. We will be using the brush pens on one of those, the lunchtime one I was going to do for everybody next month. Because everyone wanted those pictures I did for corporate, so you might as well have them live. Makes sense. And any other, because I was going to have a look at if you come to the UFO, the face-to-face sessions, I can look at how much water you're putting on your watercolor paper. That's another thing I think people struggle with, how much water to put on. It's difficult to show by Zoom because you can't really see it. All you'll need to do is, if you can't come to live one, is just practice and see how. Just get little bits of paper and cut it up so you're not wasting paper, and just practice and allowing the, if you've got watercolor paper, it's allowing the water to sink in a little bit before you start playing with it, because watercolor paper is a bit like, I always say, a bit like blotting paper. Remember using it at school? Lots of scribbling going on here. So the more texture you can create, the better. As you can see in the original picture here, look at all these lines, Sarah, going on. This is what we're after ultimately. And they're just, you can see, they're just
They
straight.
look like they're almost grey, but I think that's just
No, it's because it's this one here, this really fine one.
Oh, I haven't got
They
one
look
of those.
grey, but yeah, they're just thicker, dig, 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 and then I've gone over with line. Yeah. So hopefully you've got the original you're kind of looking at as well, just as a
Yeah.
rough idea.
I printed it, but it's printed quite small. I'm like, oh god.
But basically get the basics down. Oh, good. It's 2 till 4, Lolly. It's because I have to swim teach in the mornings till 11:30, and I don't get home till 12, and then I'm usually freezing cold because I've been in the pool for nearly 3 hours. And so I have to get warm. So it's 2 till 4. That's good. I'll pop you on the list.
Yeah, I'm aiming to be there.
Is that this week?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I'll put you on the list as well, Sarah.
and hopefully the next one, but yeah, just have
Yeah.
to.
I can't do this week, Debbie. Only the 28th.
No, you've put the 28th on my little thingy. I've got you down for. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. And I said, if there's anything else, I was going to do trees. Have a look at your tree techniques with so bring your stuff, as in your brushes you use. And we can just make sure we get because there you were on about the thickness of your lines, weren't you, with your.
Yeah.
So you can sort that out. And if you want, I can have a look how much water you put on watercolor paper, and I will scan those tree libraries. Leanne, I don't know if you saw my tree library.
No, I need to. That would be good to have a look at that.
It's something. Let me grab it.
I know.
It's very rough. I've had it years. It's quite big. So obviously, I don't know why I worked that big. Ideally, you'd stick in your scrap, but I'm just going to hold up all the screen here. It's this kind of stuff going on, and this is my library.
Oh yeah, sorry, you did. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
And yeah, that's really handy to have. Different types of trees. Where's my other ones? These ones here. Ooh, I think I've showed you before. We've got different stuff going on. It's good to have that, and if you've got pictures you've taken over the winter months, it's good to kind of make up a little tree library with those, because then you don't have to, if you want to stick a tree in a picture, you don't have to go find a picture. You've already got them in a little book somewhere, and you can make them different. I mean, I painted them years ago. Some of them are a bit rubbish, but a rough idea of what I want to do with them. We can look at those because you've got that brush like I have, haven't you, Sarah? That fine squirrel thing. Need to get you working with that a little bit better. And if there's anything else you need me to look at technique wise or paper wise, then bring it in. I mean, if you want to finish off work also, obviously bring that in, but it's easier if we're face to face, so sometimes try and get a bit of technique. As you can see, we're kind of following those swoopy lines. Hopefully that makes sense with everybody. This is a lot of drawing, Jacob. Jacob likes drawing. His drawing's really good. And actually, oh God, I need to do that. That's what I was going to do. Don't finish that off yet. Oh, I know everything.
What's that?
I only had one child go back yesterday. The other one's still here. I've got to do your Artist of the Month thingy, and actually got to do your new.
What is it going to be?
I don't
New
know.
review.
I quite often just get inspiration when I'm sat there once I've done. I need to think of something. I need you to. See, we're just making it very feather-like. So once you've got the basics down, I'm now going in with this really fine pen and going beyond the lines. I'm not scraping. My little cat, she reached 17 years old on Christmas Day.
Oh my
Oh.
word. Amazing.
Mine are both 17.
Are they?
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
believe
They
it.
kind of. I saw her on Reels, and I'm going to take a pic. I'm going to do a little reel with my cat. I recorded it and sent it to Amy about a cat carrier. I don't know about you, Sarah. My cat just follows me around the house like a dog. And she's 17, a poor little thing. She gets quite frustrated in the end. It's like, you're going to sit still, and I don't sit still. You can imagine I don't sit still very often, and she usually hears me in the evening sit down eventually. What someone did on Reels is they turned their hoodie around the other way, put it on, and so the hood's at the front, and stuck their cat in it. And they just walked around the house with their cat in the hoodie. It looked really cool. I thought my cat would probably quite like that.
My niece in
Yeah.
wherever she lives, Norfolk Way, bless her, got a rescue cat who had never been outside. And so Millie decided that this cat needed to go outside.
Yeah.
And so she put it on a lead, and it walks on a lead like a dog, and it's got used to going outside now. And the other thing she's got
Yeah.
is a rucksack and it is for a cat,
Yeah.
and it's got a perspex front to it. And she
Oh.
sent us pictures of this cat. Really, I promise you, cozy as toast.
In this
Like-
backpack.
Yeah, like a baby pack.
Where's she go with it? Around the garden or out and about in it?
When she goes out for a walk, she takes the cat with her.
In the cat carrier.
Yeah.
Well, rucksack.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a cat carrier. And then
Yeah,
she
well,
takes
you normally take them to the vet in that.
yeah, well, that's it. But she's got used to just taking the cat out for a walk like you would a dog, and it goes on a lead. And this cat become very, very happy. It's not a young cat either.
It's not what, sorry?
It's not a young cat.
Has it got a harness, or is it just around its neck?
Yes. Yeah, no.
Oh wow,
she's
because
got-
cats hate harnesses.
Yeah,
Because we had a Siamese cat once that we used to
yeah.
take to my grandma's house in the car, not in any. That's before car seats and everything. Just
Yeah.
used to wander around the car, and then we used to get it out, and then we used to walk to the airdrome to go for a walk, and we used to put that on a lead just around a
Yeah.
collar, and it just used to walk.
My mother's
dog.
had a Siamese. My sister and I used to take it for a walk like a dog. Yeah,
And I used to have it in a basket on my bike. I've got pictures of it riding on my bike.
Yeah.
Sat in my canoe. It's quite happy. They're funny, aren't they, Siamese?
Yeah.
So
My godmother has a cat that actually thinks it's a dog.
Oh really? Does it
Genuinely
go for a
think-
walk as well, Jacob?
Yeah, and it follows them and then goes on leads and it tries to bark.
They are funny. I mean, some cats just aren't that way inclined, but if you get one that can, my cat won't go for a walk. She just said, I'm not having that thing on me, so that ain't happening. But I think if you can get a cat that will do it, it's actually quite nice.
I think you're all nuts. My cat would look at me as if I was well.
Yeah, my cat doesn't like it either, Sarah. She we tried it once because I was all like, oh, my cat used to do it when it was little. So when we got her as a kitten, I put her on a harness, and this thing, as soon as you put it on, it was like doing, 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 and I had to grab her to get the thing off because she went absolutely ape.
I tried it. To be fair, mine were house cats until I moved in to look after my mum.
Yeah.
And then they just, because it's quieter here, so I tried taking them out in the garden on little leads with little harnesses. Well, I think they thought I was a bloody nutter.
Does your cat not chase your chickens?
No, not bothered.
Not bothered.
No, neither of them are bothered with Mabel. No. But then Betsy only chases her very occasionally.
Well, it's funny because my cat likes beef and lamb. Now, where in her life has she eaten beef or lamb? When did she take down a cow in her previous cat life? Where does that taste even come from? It's really strange.
From the lions.
Oh, good point, actually. Yes. Oh. God, my God, that's like A1 generation, isn't it? Or F1, do they say F1 generation? Yeah. My daughter had a Bengal, and they mixed it with a domestic cat and I don't know what it was, must have been a Bengal or something. And you got this pedigree cat, and hers, an F1 was the first generation, and she was an F3. She was a lovely cat. She only loved Amy. She ran like a tiger. She was a funny old thing. Are we all right with our stripes? Are we all working away at them? We're quite happy. If we finished, do we want the other bit on? How are we doing? I'm going to change it now.
Oh no.
So you've still got this as the same, Sarah, as the other picture. I'm going to work on this a little bit more. You can see my pencil lines, which I will rub out eventually. So I'm just going to work this up a little bit more as well. And you can see where I've gone with these same techniques, exactly the same technique. I created a bit of wispy bits with my pen around it because that's what I do, but you don't have to do that. Feel free to not to do it. It's really up to you how you do that. I'm just going to work this up a little bit more because it's not as textured as the other one that I was working on. And then eventually, once we are ready, I mean, I said this literally is the colouring in bit. Do make sure you've not got a harsh line around here. Just push your pen in it. That, like we do negative painting, we push our paint into something to create a shape. So we're getting rid of that harsh white pattern there, and make that a bit more feathery with your pen. And literally, you are creating the kind of textures with your pen, and you can see the stripes of the head around here. I will rub them out eventually. I'm actually going to work on this a little bit more because it needs a bit more texture. Yeah, so Amy wants me to take a picture. She was fascinated. She put the cat in the hoodie and send me a picture. I'm like, oh God, she's probably gonna. I said, she's 17. This poor thing will probably have a heart attack. She don't want it in it. She probably will love it, actually, to be fair. Amy had both the cats in her room. She's like Catwoman. And now they've dispersed because her room is now empty. Did you see the pictures of her as a bridemaid? I don't know if you have me on Facebook, but
Beautiful.
that was very stressful, I will say. Getting her ready for that at like 7 a.m. She forgot to bring her hair curlers home. I'm like, oh, great. And all we had was hair straighteners, so we were literally on YouTube. It's a little bit different technique to get in hair straighteners to do curls, because obviously hair straighteners straighten hair, they don't curl.
Oh no, I use my straighteners to curl my hair.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I
not
could have come round, I
hairdressing.
would have done it.
Should have got you to come around. It's very stressful because Amy, you know, being a bridesmaid, and she was the only white person there at the wedding.
Yeah.
Her friend told her she was going to be the only white person. It's quite stressful because you're kind of thinking, oh my God, you don't want to offend anybody by her looking a bit manky, not quite what she should look like. But she had to do, she said, oh, I've got to do heavy makeup because they're all going to have heavy makeup. And it was getting that little thing on her head, in the middle of her head, to stay. They apparently use eyelash glue.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, to get it to stay. But as soon as you put that on, it was really cool. Oh my God, those saris, are they called saris? I can't remember what they're called. The iron, whoa. I mean, that I haven't, my iron is so old because we don't iron anything anymore. It took me hours to iron that. She had two outfits to put on. One day. So they had the wedding 28th where they sign everything, and then they have like celebration 2 days later. So she had the wedding, where was it? North of Beaconsfield, that's where it was. So she drove there herself, and then I was going to drive her up to Leeds, but they actually had a bus going up there, so she went on the bus with them. They're so lovely. They looked after her beautifully. But she loved it. It was such an experience.
Yeah, what a privilege.
Yeah, absolutely. And she was telling me,
beautiful.
and you know, to learn about the.
Was that a friend, Debbie? Or
Yeah, she went to the Holt with her. And then apparently there was another Holt girl there that she wasn't in the same year as Amy, but she was at the wedding. Yeah, they have to get married sort of. They have like it's quite interesting. She was telling me they have like matchmaking clubs, want of a better word. They're not called that, obviously, at uni. But obviously they don't have to, but they generally marry into the same religion, obviously. And she wears the thing, I can't, Amy knows all the names of them, on her head and stuff. So they have like matchmakers. I said to Amy, I think Jewish people have that as well. Because they have to be married. They don't have to be married by a certain age, but it's better if they are. I want a better word on it. But they have all like clubs at uni where they meet people. Otherwise, they have arranged marriages. They do arranged marriages as well. She didn't have arranged marriage. They met at uni. It's interesting. It's not horrible or anything. It sounds, you know, we've probably got this horrible. When Amy was telling me, I went, oh, that's actually, Amy's like, oh, that sounds a lot better. I mean, we have all.
It does. It sounds a lot more relaxing than trying to meet someone in a
online dating and all that rubbish.
On an app or in a bar or wherever.
Absolutely. Amy says exactly. Amy says, you know, we don't have that as like what you know, the European community. We don't do that. She says it's much safer. They have like clubs with thousands and thousands of uni clubs that cater for all this, which is quite interesting. It was really interesting. You know, it was such an honor for her to have done that. So I'm just playing around and making the texture of the feathers now with my little fine pen, just going over. I will rub the pencil out once. You guys will really look. I stayed. Fill it in. Yeah, and you know, it did tire Amy out, I must admit. She was like, she'd go up the wedding day, and then was exhausted the next day, poor girl. It was a lot because, and then she had to do. Oh, that's what she had to do. So there was 3 things. So she had to go into London for I think it's called the Mendy, the bridesmaids get together. And as a bridesmaid, she had to do a dance, a solo. So she was.
Oh my word!
Yeah. So when I went up to Norfolk, did a quick trip up to Norfolk. I went into her room and said, "I'm off." She said, "Oh, I said, what are you doing?" She said, "Oh, well, I've got to learn this by tomorrow." And she said, "I've got to go solo." She said, "I was so nervous because all the parents and that are there, or you know, all the female parents are there, of all the, you know, the bride and the bridegrooms and everything. But she had to learn this Pakistani dance, basically. As a bridesmaid, you have to learn this dance, and she had a solo part she had to do. So yeah, she had to learn a dance as well.
They don't want a lot, do they?
No, exactly. But you know, she said I was glad when it was over. She said I was so nervous.
Don't
Can
blame her.
imagine. She's not. She said, "Mum, I think I've inherited Dad's rhythm." I said, "Don't worry." Then she said,
Is that no rhythm?
Basically, yeah. And I said, "Well, you'll be all right." She said, "Oh, don't worry. I'm just really the entertainment, aren't I?" I said, "Well, they won't expect you to be able to do it very well. So I suppose you've got that going for you." But she said, actually, she did all right, which was good. But yeah, that was in London. I can't remember when that was. And then about 3 days later, she had the actual wedding where they sign the papers, but it's not recognised by our law. So then they have to go to the registrar and do something, because whatever they do signing, we don't have that here. And then they have the male part, which is done by the male part of the family. Oh my God, and it costs so much. I said to Amy, well, don't have expectations of you having a wedding. 50,000 for one, 50,000 for the other.
50,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
they have so many guests.
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
Well, it's all about prestige, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. There's quite a lot of that, isn't there? I think in that.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. That's just how. I know when my husband and I got married, it was like, do we put a deposit on a house or do we spend a lot of money on the wedding? It's like, well, no, we'll go to Mexico. Let's just do it that way. And the ceremony isn't recognised here, so that I don't know how. I didn't ask her actually how she then gets it. I think they now have to do a registry. I don't know how they do it, but it's not recognised in the UK what they do, which is a bit bizarre. Because our wedding we had in Mexico was recognised here, but I guess it was wasn't a Church of England ceremony, but it was a Catholic, I suppose. I don't know what it was. He had I don't know, some official. We have to stick our thumbprints on his certificate. My date of birth on there is the 31st of April. Yeah, it's like, well, I can't change it. I go all the way back. Yeah, so that was interesting. So, I mean, hopefully you're working on this. Is everyone all right for me to rub out my pencil marks and stuff so you can actually see where we need to be?
Are we allowed to rub out ours now?
Yes, just make sure your ink is dry
Yeah.
before you do it, because obviously those uniballs have got proper ink in them. So I'm now getting rid of all my pencil marks. So I'm just left with the ink. Just go very carefully. If you've got a putty rubber, it will be better. As usual, I don't have mine. Ready? It's upstairs. Oh my goodness, sounds like it is. Right. I mean, I've done lots of scribbly things, but that's what I do when I do my drawing. But you don't have to do that at all. You can have it a bit cleaner. I just like it. Oh my. Right. There we go. And that's basically a really strong drawing, and then we just colour it in. That's all we're going to do. I said you don't have to use watercolours. You can use coloured pencils. You can use watercolour pencils, and then just charge them up with water. As long as if you haven't got waterproof pens, then obviously you'll need to use coloured pencils or something, because we're going to put water on it now.
So Debbie, is it all right if I use coloured pencils?
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob. Yep. If you want to go and do coloured pencils, we're just gonna. You got the original picture there. Does your mum print it off for you?
No.
Tell your mum she needs to print the picture off for you every week, so you've got a picture to work from. Do you have a printer at home?
Yes.
Okay, get her to print you a picture off, then you can use it as, it'll probably be a bit easier for you each week to use as reference. But yes, absolutely, use your coloured pencils to do that.
Yeah, I haven't decided what to do.
You can use brush pens if you want. Maybe
No,
I'll use
they're not
brush
my
pens.
favourite.
Sorry, they're not your favourite.
They're never my favourite. And
Yeah, because they bleed. That's something you need to bring in, and so we can have a look what you don't do right on that, because they bleed. I've watched it happen on your paper.
there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot I don't do right.
Bless you.
Might not have long enough.
We got 2 sessions this month, so we should hopefully cover some of it. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't know why you need to bring your. I need to see what you do, because yes, you do, don't you? It's some kind of thing going on with your paper, and I haven't worked it out yet from a distance, so I need to see what it is. If you want to do the eye with your brush pen, the eye is quite a tight area. We can do that. We can do it with paint as well.
Might do it with pencils.
You could do it with pencil. I might actually get my brush pens from over here. Let's have a look at it. Brush pens.
I've just sent you a photo just to see if
Just to
I've got
check it.
enough. Just
Okay.
want to see if I've got enough
Scribbly bits on it.
texture.
Let's have a look. Oh yeah, you could probably do a little bit more texture with these ones down here.
Right.
These ones looking good. Just these ones here at the back here. So get your pen.
It's quite hard when you haven't got as many pens, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do more. These I'll show you.
I haven't put
There's only,
enough
there's only
Sharpie.
3. I'm just going to give these ones.
Maybe
here.
I haven't put enough because I haven't put much Sharpie on it. So maybe I need some Sharpie.
There we go. I'm just going to do the ones I think just need a little bit more. There's not many, just at the back there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just literally. It's almost like you don't have to draw like a line. It's almost just like brushing it across the paper. You see what I mean? So I'm not drawing a line. I'm literally scrubbing it. You should hear this kind of noise going on. So you get almost this
You've got
wispy.
is that the ultra fine one you've got there?
Yeah, I can get the other one. Should hopefully do it with the other one. Yeah, this one. It's not ultra fine. It's called fine. Where's my thicker one?
I've got a 0.1, but it's not very
I
good.
don't use that. That won't be. Have you got a micro one?
No.
This one?
I've got the uniball, the normal uniball.
Yeah, which one? That one? Micro or what's that? Micro. Or
Fine.
micro? What is the fine one? I had a fine one somewhere.
I've got a fine and a fine.
Okay, that's a fine. That looks
okay.
like fine. There you go. So you've got
Right.
different shade greys. Look.
Yeah.
So this
Mine-
one you can get in Tesco's. The Uniball
Yeah.
fine. It's the same thing. So just flick it. It's a bit darker, a bit thicker.
Okay.
So just put it on the paper and just so you almost start it from the middle and flick it out. So you see all these kind of wispy bits got going on. Just gives you a bit. Just have a go. If you don't like it, then stop.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice. What's Lolly got up to? No idea what Sharpie is. It's good. Lolly, what have you coloured it in with then?
Uniball and a micro.
Okay, cool. Wow, you've been working away in the background there. They're all waterproof, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. Good, good. Like that. Good.
I think I threw the Sharpie out for some reason.
You probably got angry with it.
Might have got leaked.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've got a big supply here. I have a massive box. When I used to do kiddies art lessons, I used to get out of the box and keep them entertained. My mother's picked them up. Oh. As kids love a Sharpie. I will say. And they love the chisel Sharpies the best. They used to fight over them, so I used to have to get like loads of them. Where you get that square bit, so you can do all these. That's how I do a lot of my sketching, using those. So I'm just going to find, whilst everyone's sort of getting some. So I mean, I've done like wispy bits for texture. I said it's your choice how you want to keep that. I'm just going to get some brush pens, but feel free to do the watercolors or colored pencils. Orange. Where's the orange? There we go.
If we're doing watercolors, is it dry?
Yeah, it'll be in dry. And you will use I would say a cadmium orange and a red. So let me just go in detail here. There we go. So where is
what shall I use?
So here, I mean, I actually used a brush pen. I think I was playing around. So this is like a peach color.
Yeah.
But if you're using watercolors, then do cadmium orange up here and then pull it out so it fades down here. So we want it dark because we want the eye up here darker, because the eyelid obviously shut. I hope eyelid shut that way with a chicken. So that's how I do a human eye. I make that darker at the top. So I would do a cadmium orange and then pull it out with water so it's lighter down here, and then just do a little dab of red in there. I'm going to use brush pens and I'm going to do the peach, and then I'm going to go over with an orange and pull it out with some water and a brush, and then a bit of brown in here. This is peach around here, so you could use a very watered down, and actually possibly a raw sienna around the eye here.
Yeah.
Then we've got orange in here with, you can see this is watercolors now with a bit of red, a red wash, a very light red wash on here. This, you know, this is quite a quick process, the rest of it, because we've done it all with the pen. So we're just giving it a little bit of color. I'm going to focus that, sorry, with the wash. Then we use the same colors that I had in here, which is the orange in there, and I think I had a bit of yellow there and a bit of dry brush here. These splats are done with red. You need a lot of that for that. So it's a fairly quick, loose process. Feel free to color it in exactly how you want to do it. Just be, you know, quite tight on the eye, dry, you know, it's not wet and wet, as I just explained. I'm just pulling out my brush pens and doing that with that makes the change. We haven't used these for a while. There's one I'm going to be doing. I'm going to pull it up around. So this is orange, peach, and a chocolate. That'll do. And then I'll use my watercolors for the rest of it. I've got my bike on this. I just want to.
Don't know whether
Right. So well, I'm going to go. So I said, you're all right. Whoever's using watercolors, go over with the cadmium orange, like I said, and pull it out with a bit of water, then a bit of red. The same with you, Jacob. It's like an orange and red colors. You could probably improvise with your colored pencil. Yeah, you got oranges and reds.
Yeah, I've got oranges and reds.
Yeah. So I'm just going to create because I'm doing the brush pens, it always needs a bit of a base color. So I'm going to use my peach. Try and keep that little color there. And just go around the edge of the eye as well. It's a very small area to work in. Let me see if I can come down a bit.
Whoops.
That's right, I'm coming down so you can see a bit better. There you go. So that's just a peach. If you were using watercolors, you just do the cadmium orange. If you're doing color pencils, the same and orange. Now I want to get a better point on that. So when an eye shuts, when you ever do an eye, human eye, animal, whatever, it always is dark at the top because obviously the eyelid is shutting. And that's how you create that kind of 3D. So I'm going to do a bit of orange under here.
Is that normal orange?
Yeah, it's just called orange.
Orange.
It's literally called orange.
Cool.
Orange. I'm bored of calling these chocolates and just called that orange. And I'm going to go in with a really tiny brush. And a bit of water. If you've got your, I just think the brush pens thing's a bit too big. I'm just going to have a little bit of water Get rid of that harsh line. I think I had some, that looks like I had some Amy's henna. I had to henna her fingers. Oh, that was another thing I had to do. Henna is really hard, I will say. She's like, well, that's not very good. My friend does it better. I said, well, that's because they know what they're doing. I said, I've never used it before. It's, I will say, very hard. Did I not get a red out? I need a red. I need a red there. I think I'm just going to put a red over the top, just right at the top here. So you kind of almost similar colours with the watercolours, the orange and the red.
All right, Betsy, it's just me dropping everything. Honestly, hopeless.
And you just use it. This is probably the tightest area you're going to work in on this picture. So orange and red.
All my brush pens are on the floor now.
Well, the cat knocked them down.
Oh no, I did.
Oh.
I actually have dropped mine before. That's why I've laid mine on the floor. Not fun when they go everywhere. So just build up the eye using those three colours, or two if you're using watercolours. You can see I've started to create that kind of dot. So with the peach and the red and the orange, the red is the really dark bit. Like so, and then I've got that brown, that chocolate one. I'm literally going to go around the edge.
So sorry, but I've missed all of that.
That's all right. Where'd you get to? So I did the orange.
I've put a bit of red on.
Yep. And then
In
I
the
was
eye.
pulling it out with a bit of water. I've got a little tiny tiddly brush here. I'm just
All
sort of
right.
pulling it out with a little bit of water. So we want to fade from red to orange to peachy orange at the bottom there. We've got that variation in colour. The outer area is peach. You can go back in with your uniball and make it darker if you want. There's no hurry. And I'm using the brown now. I'm just going to go a little bit there.
I think I need more dotty bits around it, actually.
Yeah, you can add that in after. There's no hurry. While you're waiting, you can add a few more little lines. Make her a bit more wrinkly. Play around with a bit more. I'm going to add a few more. I don't have enough on this one.
So
The
you
little
coloured
dash
that,
lines.
you've coloured that little funny bit in black then?
That bit.
No, the pointy bit of
That
the...
I did it in brown, this chocolate colour. So I went round the outside in brown and then in there with brown. It's called chocolate, whatever. And that's it. Quite loosely. I'm just doing some little dotties because I don't have enough little dots. I'm going to give them a little bit of texture. I think I'll miss this bit up here. While you guys are catching up, I'm going to give them a bit more texture with my uniball. Maybe a bit more hairy. But they were lovely. They looked after Amy lovely at the wedding. They're really lovely people. I said, Amy loved it. She said it was it was interesting, fascinating. Apparently when the man comes in, because her friend said, you got to get up to the front when my husband comes. My husband, and not that point, she said, but he will be. When he comes in, you have to get at the front. And Amy's like, I said, why? She said, because apparently he gives out money.
Oh, right.
They give out money. So
Get
her friend told her to get to the front.
Make sure you're, first in line.
Yeah. I said, did you get any? She said, no, I wasn't quick enough.
No.
No. Well, she probably wouldn't have done it. I know with Amy, she would have felt embarrassed to get to the front.
Fair enough.
I know what she's like. So as long as we've got like a little bit of dark at the top here, and it go into a lighter colour, it doesn't really matter what colour, exact colours you use, but hopefully a combination. Did your watercolours work all right, Leanne?
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, let's get playing. Once everyone's done the eye, I'm going to go in and do the rest of it. I think this is the quickest bit of it all. A lot of it's to do with the what I'm going to leave that close up at the moment. and pull it
Yeah,
out.
you see, my brush pens sort of leak.
Yeah, you need to bring them when you come. I need to see what you're doing.
They're the same as yours. I don't think I've done anything different, but they just leak.
Leak on your hand or on the paper?
No, on the paper they bleed.
Yeah, I need to see what you're doing. I really do need to see what you're doing. Bring them in, because that's quickly sorted. I don't
Yeah,
think we've got any brush pen other than the one that's coming up in February. This is a watercolour and pencil, so you're okay this month. Apart from the February lunchtime one, that is brush pens, the mushroom one. But I need to sort it because we've always had this problem. We need to sort it,
No.
and we need to sort your trees so they don't
Oh,
look
and-
stumpy.
Have you got a date in February
Just
for
call me
lunch?
Dumpy.
What's that? Who was talking? Leanne.
Have you got no, Lorraine? Have you got a date in February for a lunchtime one? Then have I missed
Not
something?
yet. You haven't
No.
missed it.
All right.
It'll probably be on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
sorting everything out at the moment. Tuesday, probably about 1 o'clock.
Okay. I only
I'm just-
asked because I seem to miss stuff for
No,
quilting
that's all right.
on Facebook. There's a quilting thing that I belong to, and I'm forever missing things. So I
I
thought,
think I need to put at everyone and should tag everybody. That's what someone said to me. So I need to sort that out.
okay.
But
I
yes.
I never go on Facebook, so it doesn't make a difference to me. Have a look.
Yeah, it'll be a Tuesday. I'm just sorting out my schedule. I've just literally got my swim schedule through yesterday. So now that's through, I can put it all in my diary. She actually, bless her, spent the whole 12 weeks. So that's actually quite good. So I know where that. I got waking on Paul chasing me. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting old now. I don't want to do too much.
Getting old.
Yeah. As if.
Well, I feel like I need just like, I don't want to be indoors. I'm not an indoors person. I like to be outside stuff. And it's all right. I like to swim assist more because you're in the pool with them. Personally, you get colder, but I feel like I achieve more doing it, even though I'm not the teaching part, and I don't have to stress on the teaching part. I can just pitch up and teach inside the pool. Is everyone all right with their eye? We done all right? We good? So I'm actually going to start on the crown. Now you need some kind of red, whatever red you've got in your box. If you've got a cadmium red or a Windsor red, I'm just going to dump mine in the Windsor red because it's the nearest one to me. And we'll start up here. Now I'm going on dry paper. You can do wet and wet. I'm going
Are
to
you
go.
doing brush pens? No, you're doing.
No, I'm back. I'm now on watercolors. I've ditched the pens. That was just because.
Oh, blimey. Right. I've got enough room. That's the trouble. I need an extension.
Because I like to throw lots of techniques at you this month. That's all.
You need a conservatory, Sarah, to put it
Yeah,
on.
you need
I've
to
got one,
start off with the kitchen table and then taking a
I'm
corner of it.
literally, I'm on a worktop.
Yeah. I've got my other stuff upstairs. I feel your pain. Just let me know you're ready and I'll start to do the
What brush are we using for this?
my
Sorry.
number 6, the middle one.
Oh, bear with me, caller.
I just used the brush pens because it was a bit easier in that sort of tight area. I kind of use brush pens for the eyes. I quite like the effect they give. I could have used the whole thing, I suppose, brush pens. Wasn't sure who'd got them though. It's all right, Sarah, don't worry.
Right, yes, I'm here now.
So we are painting in I'm going in dry, so I haven't wet the paper. You can wet the whole thing and plonk it in, it depends what you want. But I'm going on dry paper today on some of it, mixing up the techniques for you. So there's quite a lot of paint. I'm just following the areas that I've drawn. So basically a pen and wash is you do the drawing and then you add in a bit of, I call it colouring in, one of the better way of putting it. Now you can do a wash where you don't follow the lines and you go right over them and it just dribbles everywhere. A lot of urban art is a bit like that. So it's really dependent on what kind of effect you prefer. So that's enough. So that's just enough paint. And now I'm just going to clean my brush. Let's just water on that now. Take off something, then just pull it out. It's just water on my brush. That's all. I'm going to wiggle it in there. And then there should be enough pigment on there now. Just clean my brush because it's dragging the same colour. It's just water on my brush, as you can see. No, you don't have to follow the lines. You don't have to do what I've done. It's really your choice, your picture. You can do the wet in wet technique as well. It kind of ends up like that, with not so much water on it. You can take paint off, like so. Brush is quite clever. And then we'll, because we're working with the red anyway, we'll stick with the red and we'll go on to this little thing.
Just
down
wait
here.
a minute. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm going to log off now, Debbie.
Okay, Leanne, send it
Yeah.
through. Have you finished?
Yeah, I rapidly went ahead because
I thought you might. The little one might wake up.
getting close to bedtime for me.
Yeah, right. You have to
Nice
get
to
up
see
early.
you all.
Yeah, send it through when you're done, Leanne.
Yeah,
Once
will
you're
do.
done. All right, mate. Lovely
See
to
you
see
next
you.
week.
Happy New
Bye.
Year.
Bye. Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it's gone all quiet.
Yeah. Concentrating. So we're just literally colouring it in. That's all we're doing now. We've got, you know, we've created most of the picture, or actually all the picture really, with the pen. And that's the beauty of pen and wash. So you can just really go, if you're doing like a say a scenery or something, and using all these different hashing techniques with your pen, and you will probably spend hours with your pen, and then literally you just do a thin wash over the top, you get really amazing pictures. And it's created mostly from the pen, and the wash just gives that an extra dimension. Have you done the crown, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm just finishing it off, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine.
When you're going to use the same technique with the little thing around here. Just put a little bit on and then pull it out. And I've got enough paint on my brush. I'm going to just add on this little thing down here as well, simply because I don't want to clean my brush off. So there's two like that, and then I'm going to clean my brush and then go in and pull out the color. I mean, you can just color the whole thing red if you want. I just like a little bit of variation. Take that to the edge now. Clean my brush and then pull it out there. So it's just a very light wash. We've got a little red bit under there as well, actually, following the picture. So red bit there. Pull that out. And Jacob, you'll just be colouring these in with your pencil. These, it's like, almost like I said, it's like a puzzle, really.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing at the moment.
Brilliant. I think we'll do. Okay, not much more to do. Yeah, that's, I've got a load of admin to do tomorrow and Sunday, so I'll put some dates in that date in February. So that's in my diary.
Right.
Okay, so let's do the beak. And we obviously got this wash around the eye, and that's just a bit of really light red. So we'll put a bit of red there, and then we'll pull that out and use that to finish that. But we'll put the beak in now. Oh, we've got it, and that is cadmium orange with a little bit of red on it. So I'm just going in my cadmium orange. And you got to think about if you're going to create kind of a 3D effect where the light will be. A bit darker under that. We're going to go in with red as well on this, so don't panic too much. Then clean your brush. My little brush and thing over here. Now it's just water on my brush now. I'm just going to pull that out with a bit of water. And hopefully your pen is drying like mine. Clean my brush, and I'm just going to take that over to his eye, a little bit of orange, so it's a bit faded. And then we're going to use, so you got your orange, and if you find you haven't got it where you want it, then I'm going to dunk it very lightly in my red, and because that's wet, just going to add a little bit of dark underneath the beak. You can use your watercolor pencils, a bit of red if you want, and then clean my brush. It's a bit damp, and then you can just pull it out a little bit very gently out into the orange, just slightly.
Where did you put your red in the coat? Sorry, I was just
Here on the end of the beak, underneath. So almost like the shadow of the beak. Here, look, under here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so light comes from the top. So it's very washy. I haven't kept between the lines very well on that. There we go. That's fine. And take it up to the eye a little bit with the orange. And so this is the quick bit, really. And then have I got red on my paint? I've still got red on my brush, so I'm just going to go under the eye here. So don't wash your brush off with a bit of red, like so, because obviously there's a bit of shadow. Then I'm going to clean my brush. I'm just going to pull it out. There's a bit of a wash going on there. If you need to put a little bit more on, it's a bit too much. It's just a very light wash of red around the top there.
More of a pinky, isn't it?
Yeah, where it's kind of coming out. So I mean, if you want to use, you've got a zillion crimson or something. Yeah, because it's quite weak wash, and it goes just round the top there, and it just kind of, when you run out of paint, it just fades off. Really, that's all we want. It's quite loose, as you can see. Now I'm gonna, and that's it. That's literally it. If I come up, you can probably see. Do that a bit. Why is that so wonky? There we go. And so you kind of want this kind of stuff going on, and it doesn't matter if it overlaps a little bit, but leave the white bits as much as possible. So we're literally colouring it in. And then these bits here are cadmium orange and cadmium yellow, very loosely, just dubbed in areas you want around your chicken. So I'm just going to get my orange on my brush. That's probably a bit too much, but hey ho. And then pop a bit there, pop a bit up here, and then just pop a bit under here. Don't worry about it at the moment. And then this is kind of almost, because it's running out of paint, it's almost dry brushing up here, so it's quite loose. And then I'm going to dunk it into my cadmium yellow, just so there's some different colours going on there, not just orange, not too much of the yellow. And then just clean my brush completely, all like, so you can see the different areas, and then just blend those out with a bit of water. And when you start taking the same colour, just clean it again. You're constantly cleaning your brush when you're doing watercolours. Clean it again, dry it off a little bit, go back in, clean it again, dry it off, go back in. This is just water on my brush. In. So it's not too much going on. I'm just giving it a little bit, and that's a bit too orange, so I'm just going to go in with a bit more water. probably take a bit off actually. So go in a damp brush and pull some of it off because that's a bit too orange because they're actually white. They are white, aren't they, Sarah? Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, just giving it a bit of colour really. It will dry lighter. And then so that's it. I'm not playing around with the body too much because I've spent so long creating all this texture with the pen. I don't want to then paint a load of paint all over it. It's just literally to make it pop a little bit of colour. Then obviously we've got all these splats, which I shall do as well because I did in the original one, this one and here, and that's got a bit of orange and a bit of red, as you can see, and the same down here. And what you do is you cover up. Is everyone all right with the body and stuff? Sorry, I'm steaming it. So you can see I've left quite a lot of it white because the chicken is actually white. But it's like when I paint a white cat, I usually paint it in purples and blues because white in any kind of thing is a reflection of the colours around it. If you look at the water itself, it's not actually a colour, it's just the colour of the things around it. Same with white. It's a reflection of the colours around it. And you're just improvising because it's your artistic license that will allow you to do that. I'll just hang on for everybody, then I'll do the little splatting and then we are literally done. I think this is quite a quick picture. I thought we'd start off with this just to get us all back into the swing of it. So is there any particular one you would like to do next week?
I can't
Or
remember
you
what
have
they
to
are.
let me to choose?
I can't remember what they are. What are they again?
We've got the wine glass, we've got the bowl, bank bowl, little mouse up the trees, and then we've got the rocks technique with the credit card, store card or whatever.
Right.
I don't mind which order I do it in.
Right. I'm just going to have a quick look and then I will give you my little view.
Do you want me to do, so who's doing the splatting?
Yeah, I've done the splatters.
You've done the splatters. Okay, I'm going to crack on with splattings because people are doing recording. So I'm just going to, well, I've got a picture here. I'm going to use my other picture here and I'm just going to cover it up. Just use a spare bit of paper you've got. Now you need quite a lot of paint on your brush and I just literally turn mine in the paint. And so you can see a lot of paintbrush there. You hold it tight and you just bang it. It is as simple as that. And then you clean your brush if you want a different color. And I used a bit of orange as well. So just turned my brush. And then you do need a lot of paint on here to get that effect. So that it makes a lot of mess. And then you just only then splat that area. The same with this end here. I just need to cover that up. So I'll hold that there and just cover that over. And then let's see if I can do that one-handed. There you go. Pop it up. Let's just change it. And there. Like so. On that side, I said it's the red, any red. I mean, you don't have to use the reds, and then a bit of orange, cadmium orange and cadmium red. If you've got a Windsor red, that's a nice red as well. And so you don't have to use splats, but that's what I used in the original. I just like it a bit fuzzy texture going on. The thicker the dots, the thicker the paint. And that's it really. And that's all you do, and then sign it. So I think it's quite a nice, simple picture. As I said, with any pen and wash, you do most of the drawing and you literally add a bit of wash is the color of the watercolor, or if you're using color pencils, you color it in with the color, but most of your work is done with the black pen. And it's quite nice. Is everyone all right? We've done our splats. And did you have a look, Sarah?
Look at what? Yes, I'm just looking. So
Yes,
I'm thinking we've done the chicken. So we've got the glass, which is mostly pencil drawing, isn't it?
It is only pencil, yeah.
Only pencil, mouse or rocks.
Yeah, so the glass, you're obviously doing a bit of glass. That's lots of drawing. Jacob will like that one. Jacob's lab's doing his drawing. The bank bowl is going over fair, a bit of watercolor, and then the rocks is using masking fluid, and you're learning how to do rocks with a school card.
Shall we do the glass next week then?
We can do the glass next week. What I might do,
And then the
is do
rocks and then the bowl.
yeah, I might do some pre-pictures in the art club. This is where your Jacob, if you can get your mum to print them off, of the basic, not that I expect you to draw it, but to understand what we're trying to do, as in the shape of the glass and the rim of the glass. So you've got the shapes there, if that will help you.
Can I be really, 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 really rotten?
What do you want? Are you not here next week?
No.
What one would you like then, young
Well,
lady?
I really, really, really want to do the glass, not here, and I know I won't do it if I'm not there.
We can do, which one don't you want to do?
that another day then.
Which one
Yeah.
don't you want to do? Let me stop the recording and then we can discuss this. Let me stop. Let me
No, I don't mind. It's just that I really, really, really want to do the glass, and I